Hello, Henry County Schools, and welcome to another board recap. I'm Mary Elizabeth Davis, and unfortunately my co-host J.D. Harden wasn't available today, but I look forward to bringing you an update from the February 8th, 2021 meeting of the Henry County Schools Board of Education. Let's get started. This month we actually kicked off with a recognition and celebration that February is Black History Month. I'd love for you to take a look at our celebration. Celebrating Black History Month this year has actually caused me to pause. And truly think about, find the right words for adequately celebrating our African American history, our history makers, our community leaders, our colleagues, our neighbors, our children, and our friends. Honestly, in reflection of this moment, and really the many moments that have led to honoring February as Black History Month, I am honored to share a student-produced video that was developed in partnership with our students' teachers. It is produced and performed by our very own future makers, our students at Stockbridge High School. Let's take a minute and listen to our future makers.
Yes, lift every voice and sing, and let every voice be heard. We must continue to let the song of equality ring from the mountains. Our great county, our great state, and our great nation is strengthened by our diversity. As we honor those who helped us realize the beauty of our differences, we must always remember to never stop the music of freedom, liberty, and justice for all.
I wanna go where the mountains are high enough to echo my song. I wanna go where the rivers run deep enough to drown my shame. I wanna go where the stars shine bright enough to show me the way. I wanna go where the wind calls.
I wanna go where the mountains are high enough to echo my song. I wanna go where the rivers run deep enough to drown my shame. I wanna go where the stars shine bright enough to show me the way. I wanna go where the wind calls.
I wanna
my
go where
name.
the mountains are high enough to echo my song. I wanna go where the rivers run deep enough to drown my shame. I wanna go where the stars shine bright enough to show me the way. I wanna go where the wind calls my name.
I know you are as blown away as I am by our future makers. Henry County Schools has led with a hashtag more than a month as we listen, learn, and grow into a community of understanding, hope, and betterment. And we get to serve in a space that is full of future makers for our community. And we celebrate today those that have come before us, those that are among us, and those that will come after us who inspire us to do more, give more, and be more. I know you are joining me with the inspiring excitement that our students from Stockbridge High School, along with their teachers, who developed, produced, and performed in that amazing inspiration. Congratulations, Stockbridge High School students. You are our future makers. Well, the business of the Board of Education really started out with a high-level articulation of the FY21 midterm assessment of our financial picture and our budget. Like you, we are hearing out of the legislative session some positive news regarding the opportunity to restore the austerity cuts that school districts in the state of Georgia experienced this past summer. With the restoration of those austerity cuts, we stand the chance of relying less on our own reserves and stabilizing our financial infrastructure as we plan our FY22 budget. There was a moment where we talked about the governor's proposal that there be a $1,000 pay supplement for all school-based employees, and our Board of Education agreed that it was the desire of the board to pass along that pay supplement as soon as it is available, as well as making it available to all employees in Henry County Schools. We then turned our eyes to the FY22 budget and the outlook we're beginning to shape regarding our local tax digest and our state revenue projections. While we are well aware that times continue to be uncertain, we also see some more promising and positive news about the health of our local economy here in Henry County, as well as the desire of legislators across the state of Georgia to ensure the austerity cuts do not continue into next year. We'll continue to keep you updated as we prepare the FY22 budget, and we consider all of the options in order to make sure that education remains exceptional in Henry County schools. The next order of business for our Board of Education was to talk about reopening our school campuses here in the second semester. It was a moment where we could really express the joy and excitement of children filling our classrooms and our hallways, and our Phase 2 staggered and gradual return is well underway here in Henry County Schools. Let's take a quick look.
I heard from a lot of very excited parents over the past few days who were very much excited about their children going back to school. So just my deepest gratitude to everyone who worked so hard to enable that to be possible.
My granddaughter called me, "G-Ma, are we going back to school? Really? Are we? Am I going to get to see my friends?" I just know we made one little girl extremely happy.
This is amazing, the work that has gone into getting the buildings and the people ready to come back. I'm just, again, really grateful. And I also just want to give a special shout out to our communications team for really leading us through this time of returning to our buildings and making sure that everyone is informed. To Dr. Davis for her many messages to our families and our employees. It has really been what I think has helped set us apart.
As we reopen our school campuses, we also set our eyes on the reality that a vaccination is soon coming to our community. The governor has prioritized educators and school professionals in Phase 1B, and although that date has not been determined, Henry County Schools is well underway creating a vaccine distribution strategy for our employees in this organization. Dr. April Madden was able to share updates on that vaccine strategy, and our website to provide self-education and to take a survey of interest for employees has been distributed and available on the Henry County Schools District website. It is a point of pride that we continue to come together in this community to keep Henry healthy. And in doing so, we look to this next step as an improvement in our community health and a commitment we can make to our employees. To date, the Henry County Schools Vaccination Strategy Team has presented their comprehensive plan to the Department of Public Health officials, and we are awaiting our approval as a closed pod point of distribution for the vaccine. Now, our board members certainly reacted to the sophistication of this planning and the reality that all the while, students in Henry County Schools continue to learn. Let's listen in.
Board, we know you believe that employee wellness is key to our staff being confident in delivering an exceptional learning experience for our students. We also know that you believe that planning involves effective systems and processes. So today, we're sharing the Henry County Schools Vaccination Strategy Plan. This report will highlight the structures and systems that have been put in place by our vaccination strategy team.
This is extraordinary. All the hard work that you all did to allow our school system to take care of its own. That speaks volumes to your dedication, your tenacity, your vision, of how we take care of our own. And I can't say thank you enough. So it is my hope that everything goes well. I think that one of these three scenarios, one's got to be best than the other two. But again, thank you so much for what you're doing, and continue the good work.
This is just truly amazing. I really am at a loss for words. It really is like, this is compassion, and this is how we can be a compassionate employer and take care, like Mr. McDaniel said, take care of our employees. But I mean, this is the most detailed and sophisticated and well thought out plan that I have seen. And I am looking forward to y'all's presentation to the state and to the nation on how this can be duplicated. But all of this is happening while kids are still learning. So I'm really grateful, and I hope that this is a reflection of all of our desire to be a good employer.
Let's take a minute and hear from our student correspondent related to our vaccination update.
I was excited to see the presentation as I heard that the teachers that they have a plan to get teachers vaccinated and staff in our school around the district. For me, I am very happy to hear that because staff and teachers are one of the most important people in our school, and without them, then we don't really have people to learn. So these vaccines will help them so that we won't be so prone to the virus. Another thing that I personally like is that when the teachers get these vaccines, it will be a big step towards us getting back to our normal school, and maybe we won't even have to do virtual.
Following what was a really robust conversation about the opportunity to move into a closed pod distribution point for vaccinations, we actually turned our attention to agenda item related to the Code of Conduct and the annual review that we invite our public to participate in as we review and reset our Code of Conduct for the upcoming school year. Following our March board meeting, you can find our Code of Conduct available on the district website for all public review, and we would welcome your examination and feedback on opportunities to continue to promote a safe and healthy learning environment for our students and our staff. The board continues to discuss the strategic plan that is really coming to fruition as we are preparing to launch the initiatives and the accountability framework next to those initiatives. Let's hear from our correspondent, Jeffrey St. Amy.
Yesterday, I had the privilege of being able to attend the board meeting where it was presented of the strategic plan that the board is taking on to be able to address and research and find out how can we have expected, be able to measure the success for our district. I believe this is a very important goal, and we are able to, as a district, able to give our staff, our students, the county employees, and everybody involved, every stakeholders, an expected outcome of what does success mean and how do we measure this success.
We realized that there needed to be a conversation about common use of language because we realized that there were a lot of items in the priority outcomes that we needed to make sure that we were very clear on what it was that we were going to measure.
I believe being able to measure success, it allows for the district to be able to meet every kid where they are. By having expected outcome, we know where kids are at any given stage, and it allows for this to be able to deploy resources and meet every kid's need where they are at. And I think that's good for everybody involved, including our community, our stakeholders, our staff, students, and so forth.
Following great study and discussion in our study session, we moved into a business agenda, and that took us right into our evening meeting where the board took action on the following items. First and foremost, the board took action to adopt policy IAB, an educational accountability policy for opportunity, access, and outcomes. This is the Henry County Schools Foundation of an Equity Policy, and it is through the voices of our community that emerge the language of a school system who strives to create opportunity, access, and outcomes for every student and every student group in every classroom and school throughout this community. The policy defines opportunity, access, and outcomes, and it directs the superintendent to be held accountable to the creation of those three very key and instrumental foundational pieces of our organization. The Board of Education, through the policy, also commits to examining systems and processes in order to ensure barriers are removed for students and promotes access for every child who has an education in Henry County schools. This is a great moment with the adoption of this policy, and it sets the tone on how we actually work in our future and hold ourselves accountable to greater things beyond outcomes for kids. The Board of Education also took action to demonstrate their support of the Panola Mountain Greenway Trail and allowing for a tie-in to that trail in our Austin Road Middle School parking lot. Board Member Edwards has been instrumental and a voice of opportunity for our community to be working together with our schools and make this trail accessible with a tie-in point here in Henry County. And finally, the Board of Education did approve a contract for our graduation ceremonies to be held at Atlanta Motor Speedway in May for our class of 2021. We rounded out this board meeting celebrating students and the great successes they continue to have because they're remarkable educators and families in their lives. Let's celebrate students who have been recognized at the state and national level. It was an incredibly productive board meeting, and we were able to also announce that we are beginning our commitment to employees for next year as we distributed contracts to our certified employees as we get ready for a great conclusion of this school year and a kickoff to a wonderful school year next year. Thank you for joining me for another Board of Education recap. I'm Mary Elizabeth Davis, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
As is the case with most board meetings, there's a lot more information that you're able to witness being there in person or watching the full version on demand that we're unable to bring to you here in this very short board meeting recap. The links to those presentations and videos can be found in the description section directly below this video.